Violet City, one of the first cities Gold ever stopped at when he started his journey, and not the last either. It brought back some good memories for the golden-eyed boy, memories that caused a wide grin to form on his face. Oi, haven't been here in ages.
Ethan muttered to himself, fixing his goggles a bit so they would rest on top of his cap naturally. And the extendable staff he always carried around resting over one of his shoulders.
Huh, wonder if Bellsprout Tower's still up. Of course it is. I really wonder if those senseis would want to battle again. That was fun.
Cole boasted excitedly, his feet now running towards the tower.
Though, as the famous Johto trainer got closer to the tower, the darker the sky and eerier the whole town got and felt. Not like Ethan paid any attention to that, though. So what if the weather was getting a little jiffy? No problem. But the dark clouds up ahead seemed to be drawn towards the trainer, as if the point of darkness suddenly flowing across the land was coming from the tower itself. Again, Gold didn't take any note of it, as if he didn't care. Gold was here for a visit, not to pay some stupid hunch that something might be wrong.
Walking up to the tower, Ethan gave a hearty grin as he saw the building that hovered way above him. He whistled, and a smirk went across his lips.
Huh. Smaller than I remember.
He teased to the building and himself, seeing as Ethan did grow up since the last time he visited this place, which meant he grew taller.
Pushing the two wide doors open, the trainer walked inside, not bothering to shut them after. He looked around, and yet no one was there. None of the sages, none of the nuns, or whatever you call them. Not one. Not even a wild Pokemon was walking around the floors. Ethan furrowed his brows in confusion and started walking around to the first floor towards the tall chunk of wood that stretched from the ground all the way up to every floor, since there was a rumor that a giant Bellsprout was inside of it.
Walking more to the right, Ethan looked around for a ladder that usually led up to the head of the next floor, but there was none.
Huh, maybe I got the wrong side.
He thought out loud and quietly, walking to the other side after crossing behind the middle post. But there again, there was no ladder leading up.
What?
He suddenly questioned, looking around frantically.
But I could have sworn there was definitely more floors than just one in this giant tower, and I remember it clearly.
The trainer spoke out loud, beginning to get a little agitated now.
He walked back to the front of the tower to just leave, but when he caught around to it, the door wasn't there. The two wide doors that he had pushed open and not even shut weren't even there anymore to begin with. You've got to be kidding me. Did I walk to the back or something? Gold questioned once more, then ran to the perimeter of the inside of the tower. But the front door was gone. There was no way up and no way out.
Suddenly, he started to get a bit freaked out. Gold walked around to the back of the floor again until something that wasn't there before caught one of his golden eyes. Suddenly, a few feet away from the middle pillar that reached up to the floors no one could get to, was a hole that went down. Just a pitch black hole that went down.
What the?
Gold starting to get even more freaked out.
Oi! I did not come to Violet City to get locked in a tower and then have to jump down some big, dark hole.
Gold gulped, nervous sweat running down the side of his face.
But there's no other way out.
He said,
Getting an idea, Gold then grinned, backing away from the hole completely. Reaching into his backpack, Gold took out a Pokeball. Only to see an unknown was inside. What the? Gold shouted and then put it back. He tried again. Same thing. He pulled out an unknown. Panting a bit in anxiety, Gold took out his sack and dumped it out. The only things in his backpack were 6 Pokeballs, none of them being his normal team. The thing that made him worry was that though there were no items at all, No items in his backpack. But I had my whole sack packed before I traveled here. What's going on? Gold shouted, releasing all of the Pokemon.
All the Pokeballs landed the 5 unknown and a Cyndaquil. This Typhlosion was a Cyndaquil again. How was that even possible? As he was questioning all this, Gold's eyes suddenly widened in slight fear at what the unknown spell out. The unknown shaped as letters and could spell certain things when they wanted to. And as Gold looked, the Pokemon seemed to spell out the word leave.
Leave? Leave? What do you think I want to do? He mentally shouted at the Pokemon, his hands shaking the slightest bit. Gold rubbed his sweaty palms together, taking a deep breath in and out. Maybe he should listen to the Pokemon. He should leave, but how would he get out of here? The hole.
Looking behind him, Gold's eyes landed on the hole that lay down to God knows where. Okay,
Oi!
he stammered, gulping again in his now dried out throat.
Guess there's nowhere else to go. But down.
He said hesitantly. Looking at the Pokemon again, Gold returned his Cyndaquil and then thought, should he take the unknown too? Sure, they might give him other piece of advice or warnings again in the future. So, returning all the Pokemon to their Pokeballs, Gold took a deep breath before jumping down into the pit, not knowing what awaited.